Hey guys, Matt Allen, Tim Little, welcome back to Tactical Bassin. What we want to talk to you guys about today is different styles of hook set. For those of you that watch us a lot, you've seen those videos where we're out on the boat standing this far apart, just smashing. Hard as we can hit them, cracking each other in the head, ducking, trying to get out of it. But you'll find that where you primarily see us doing that is frog fishing. Because a lot of techniques, we don't do that at all. So what we want to talk to you about is different styles of hook sets and what they're for. I'll kick it off with the frog, that style of hook set. That where we're just working a bait, we get bit and you just smash as hard as you can. We don't reel down, we don't do anything, you just slam them. The reason for that, you hit them right away because as soon as the fish gets that bait, they're trying to get rid of that bait. So there's no time to reel down and let them have it. You just, from wherever you are, hit them. You also notice that not only are we hitting them hard, we're going up. We're not taking that rod down, we're not taking it to the side. The reason is because that frog, it's got the hooks on top. So we hit them that hard because we're trying to get them up and out of the cover. But we're hitting them up because those hooks are on top and we want to drive it up into the roof of the mouth. That's so key. When you're frogging, you don't want a little downward hook set. You want to crack them as hard as you can. You want to crack them skyward and get that fish coming towards you. Why don't you jump into one of the other ones?
Yeah, opposite end of the spectrum, we could go with a drop shot. You know, you're not going to reel down and just crack a drop shot fish on 6-pound test. You know, if you're fishing like an open style hook, just a nose hook, you know, a lot of people will just reel down until they feel the pressure and just kind of load the rod. Not really a hook set at all. You know, they're not reeling down and cracking, they're reeling down and just lifting into it and setting that hook. You know, if you're throwing a drop shot when you're actually Texas rigging it, yeah, you could put a little hook set in there, but again, you're not smashing it home, you know, like you would with a frog. Another technique I can think of is cranking. You know, you're throwing out and you get bit and that you're throwing that parabolic, you know, that moderate fast action rod, and it kind of loads. You're not cracking it home or up. You're just kind of sweeping, keeping the rod tip down near the water and just kind of loading that rod and reeling towards them. So go ahead and talk about the busting the fish mouth open.
Yeah, so building off what he's saying, where you're sweeping that rod, again, a frog, we're cracking them straight up, right? Same thing with a jig hook. It's upright, crack them straight up, stick it in the roof of the mouth. But a crankbait, you got a hook on the back and a hook on the belly. Those trebles are dangling.
On the bottom. Right.
Another scenario would be swim baits, glide baits, wake baits, literally anything where you've got hooks dangling on the bottom of a bait. You don't want to crack them up. If you do that, you will bust their mouth open. Right? That fish is clamped on a bait. You hit them going straight up with the hooks on the bottom of the bait. All you do is pop that mouth open and those hooks come right out. So anything with hooks on the bottom, when you do that sweep set, you go down into the side and it'll just drag those hooks across their mouth. Instead of knocking that mouth open, it just pulls across and it'll hang in the corner, hang in the bottom. That's what you're going for. Completely different style. The only other hook set that I can really think of is that reel down. I see a lot of that. I don't do a lot of that, and it's primarily because I fish braid. I do find if I pick up fluoro for a technique, whether somebody's got a rod on my boat or I happen to bring one that's got fluoro, I think there's a little more give in that line. So you feel like if you just go for it, you're not quite going to get them. So you reel down into it and then crack them. And there's a place for that. But the place is not braid. If you're on braid, if you have a choice, you don't want to do the reel down. If you feel a bite, you want to go. Even if let's say you're throwing a jig. A lot of guys will be working that jig, they'll feel that fish pick it up and they kind of follow them. If you're watching videos, it's awesome, right? Because you're like, oh, here it comes. Yeah. But if you're a braid guy, as soon as you feel that thunk, as soon as they pick that thing up, you got to realize that sensitivity, that's going both ways, man.
The fish feels it before you do.
That's right. They know you're there, so you just want to go. You want to stick them, crack them right away. But if you are using fluoro, or you're using a technique where you don't need that super powerful hook set, you just reel into it, load them up, and then go. I think the key here is there's not one hook set for everything. You know, when we put those frog videos up, we're always getting comments. You get the guys that are like, what are you trying to do? Kill your buddy? You know, but there's a reason for that hook set. There's also a reason to be holding that spinning rod and just reel down and load them up. Every technique has got its own thing. So you want to get proficient at all those different hook sets so you can put more fish in the boat. We hope that helps you guys. If you enjoy the video, give us that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. So now I'm going to move to the outside piling. There's one. And when I hit grass, I'm popping it. And when it's like dragging something by a cat. They're not looking at the bait. When that thing rips through the grass and that thing pops up, the fish, it's just an instinct. They eat it. So I don't think they care about seeing the braid. I think that it's just something that triggers in their head. They're reacting. You're getting that bite. When you